These webinars will offer the broad strokes to the details that will show up in the workshop.
Raising Free People workshop explores ways of raising children without having to put them in the position to internalize their own degradation. You will experiment with ideas and activities that disrupt the dominant social agreements that cause adults to take out their own power struggle or lack of understanding on their children. Raising Free People workshop is a space where people learn and practice the skill of observation. Raising means parenting, and it also sometimes means teaching. So we'll be talking to parents, educators, and caregivers about tools of liberation, tools of oppression, and how these show up brilliantly disguised as this because of history, fear, and normalized structural racism. All of those things are connected to your approach to parenting. And when you see the connection, you give yourself permission to stop doing things like hitting children, and to stop trying to corner them into your ideas of who they should be. You stop struggling against the tide of your child, and you start seeing their brilliance. When you love children, it can be hard to see when you're helpful or when you're imposing your position of power over a child because you don't agree with or don't necessarily understand a choice they make. In Raising Free People workshop, you'll get to define your own alternatives to the rigid, authoritarian models of parenting that show up everywhere. The ones that validate children not by their whole selves, but their accomplishments. You know the consequence of that. And so now, you've started to de-school your own self. Your breakthroughs compel you to start living your beliefs and to set out to heal. And now you gotta make sure that your child benefits from these breakthroughs. For my family, Akilah's my mom, by the way, that process really found roots when we began unschooling. But unschooling is only one of a bunch of ways to recognize and to move away from oppressing people and calling that parenting. That said, this workshop isn't an exploration of unschooling. Instead, this one is about exploring the approach to liberated parenting. It's about adults who believe in things like social justice, equity, and human engagement over processes or hierarchy. And it's specifically to navigate the path of raising children who understand and come to their own conscious conclusions about owning themselves and contributing something good to the world. The end game here is to be part of fueling a social consciousness that understands children and learning, and that empowers us to identify oppression and make different choices to empower children to thrive as themselves. Sign up on this page for updates and invitations. These brilliantly disguised... No!
And how these...
Whoa!
Now understanding it. So
okay, let's do it again.
Alright.
You know the consequence of that. No,
Yeah.
that's right. Isn't it like grammatically correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
No, I'm
You
kidding.
better do it. Hi, I'm Marley Richards and I approve this message.